This interview with Char Gepner is more than just about one lady. It is a story about a family with a wonderful legacy of service to the city of Winona. Since arriving in 1941, the Gepner family has blessed generations of Winonians, and this is a story that needs to be told. Irving Harold Gepner wasn't even from Minnesota. He was born on January 15, 1912, in Drozhnya, Russia. His parents, Benjamin and Sarah, emigrated to the United States when Irving was just a young boy. They chose to live in St. Paul, Minnesota, where Irving attended the Mechanic Arts High School, graduating in 1931. Irving became a naturalized citizen in 1936 at the age of 24. The retail business was very different in 1941 when Irving arrived. There was no Winona Mall, there was no Walmart, no Target, no Fleet Farm or any other big box stores. All of the retail stores were downtown. Highway 61 still ran through town. In fact, until 1929, Highway 61 was routed down to Broadway Street and ran throughout the town. Note the red line indicated on the map. The busyness of the railway system caused the highway to be rerouted down Sarnia Street in 1929. Note the orange line. The middle and high schools still welcomed students on Broadway Street. The College of St. Teresa was still operating as a school of higher learning. Winona General Hospital was still located on Wawasha Street. The High Wagon Bridge still stood and was just about to be replaced by the brand new Interstate Bridge. The levee to prevent flooding in Winona had not yet been built, and Levee Park looked much different. Trains still used the railroad swing bridge crossing the Mississippi River from Wisconsin to the Chicago and Northwestern Depot, located at 2nd and Huff Street. Emil Brzezinski had just opened his root beer stand on Sarnia just 3 years earlier. Irving Gepner came to Winona in 1941 to become the manager of the Stevenson store, located at 71 to 73 West 3rd Street. Irv had been with Stevenson's for 3 years and had been engaged in fur promotion for the firm in St. Paul. Stevenson was a high-end store selling dresses, shoes, accessories, hats, lingerie, sweaters, knit dresses, and other sportswear. They had fitting rooms, performed alterations, and had a beauty salon. So, Char, where were you born?
In Minneapolis.
Did you have a large family?
I had two boys and my daughter,
Okay.
and they were all living in different places.
How did you meet Irving?
He was taking me out, and we met a friend of his, and his friend introduced me to Irv, and then Irv kept coming to Minneapolis, and then we just kind of got together a little bit.
I understand you had your wedding at your mother's house?
Yes,
What was that like?
it was nice. She had, we had a big house, and they had all the different, things to put on the table. And it was really nice.
In 1943, Irving was married to Charlotte Madeline Dworsky, a beautiful young lady from Minneapolis. Char's parents, David and Celia Dworsky, were Polish immigrants. Irv and Char were married in her mother's home, and she moved to Winona to work with Irv and to start a family. David would be born in 1944, followed by Jeffrey in 1946, and Patty in 1952. When Irving left Stevenson's, what did he do?
Then we had our own store.
That was the Togson Toys?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had the togs, and they had the toys. And this other fellow wasn't there too much, and Irv was a perfectionist, and he just wanted to be by himself and have his own store.
Okay.
And so they divided it so that both of us were doing something.
What kind of things did you do for Togson Toys?
I just had to wait on people.
Okay.
And one man said, "You better keep her, she's a good one." Well, I went there when he needed somebody, and I quit a few times because I didn't like what the boss was doing. but he was a perfectionist,
Okay.
and so I helped, there, and I helped here, and I helped there, and I was busy just doing the volunteer work and liking it.
After working for 14 years at Stevenson's, Irving and Char decided to own their own business. In 1955, partnering with Robert Greisel, they celebrated the grand opening of their new store, Togs and Toys, at the corner of 4th and Main. The store featured toys for all ages and boys and girls clothing. The store opened with 3,600 square feet of selling space, with offices and a large storage room at the rear of the store and basement. In 1956, major changes were being proposed for our nation's highway systems. President Eisenhower signed the Federal Aid Highway Act, which created a 41,000-mile national system of interstate and defense highways that would change the landscape of our country. As Detroit churned out cars to feed the demand created by the post-war boom, old routes and old roads proved inadequate to handle the increase in traffic. In Minnesota, plans were made to link La Crescent and the Twin Cities with a fast 4-lane corridor. For Winona, that meant building a new highway along the old railroad tracks south of Lake Winona, parallel to Lake Boulevard. The new road cut through an undeveloped landscape. The hot fish shop was at the east end of the new section of highway, and there was a gas station at the west end of the section that intersected with Old Highway 14. To take advantage of the travelers on the new highway, the Westgate Motel opened on April 25, 1959, with 21 air-conditioned units. 7 months later, an adjoining retail center would take the same name. Just down the road, on West Service Drive, the first franchise of a new chain of restaurants, started just a few years earlier by Ray Kroc, opened, selling 15-cent hamburgers and 10-cent fries under the soon-to-become familiar Golden Arches of McDonald's.
So when the other shopping centers came up, I understand Irv tried to save the downtown area. Is that right?
Yes, he did.
What things did he do for that?
I don't know, he just was really active in the whole thing there.
In 1963, a new development to shopping was being proposed on a 26-acre site between Gilmore Avenue and the highway. This was a great threat to the downtown retail center. Irv was elected chairman of the Chamber of Commerce's Merchants Bureau in 1955 after having first served as its vice president. Later, he would be elected as the chairman of the Downtown Retail Council. Irv was a fierce proponent of the downtown business district. The Gepners, along with many of their neighbors, opposed the rezoning of the 26 acres of land. Despite their objections, the City Council unanimously approved to grant the rezoning for a shopping center development. On June 3, 1965, the Miracle Mall opened, boasting over 2 acres of shopping under one roof, and was the first enclosed mall in the country to be anchored by a full-scale Montgomery Ward department store and a Tempo Discount Mart. A second Ted Meyer drugstore and the second Albrecht's Fairway Food store, along with several smaller shops and an indoor sidewalk cafe, filled the remaining space. The new mall boasted 600 free parking spaces. Ward's closed its downtown store to move to the mall, and the Gamble store closed in deference to Tempo, which was owned by the same corporation. The downtown businesses responded to this competition by trying a bold new plan themselves, proposing a downtown renovation by constructing a pedestrian mall on 3rd Street. The Levy Plaza was built in the summer of 1969, primarily from contributions made from the private sector. Parking lots were established within walking distance of the new plaza. A winding walkway, interspersed with benches, trees, and shrubs, would feature the mall. At the intersection of 3rd and Center, a fountain would be erected, and a playground for children would be at the south end of the Center Street section. The Gepners were donors to the new plaza and welcomed the opportunity. The dedication was festive and featured many bargains. Business owners would host tent sales and other incentives for shoppers to revisit the downtown stores. But eventually, the enthusiasm for the new concept waned, and business owners complained that the plaza impeded the traffic flow near their stores. In the early 1990s, the Winona City Council voted to take out the plaza and return the area to vehicle traffic.
And then after Togs and Toys, he had another store. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was the checkerboard shop, and that was on 3rd Street.
And what did he sell there?
The clothes, children's clothes.
Irving and Char Gepner opened a complete clothing store for infants and children in 1967 at 75 East 3rd Street. Among the many hats she wore, Char served as the buyer and helped in the management of the store.
He liked to put on fashion shows, right?
Oh, they did have a couple of the shows.
Fashion shows were performed on a regular basis during the time period that the Gepners ran their stores. Oftentimes, Irv Gepner was the master of ceremonies. As part of keeping involved in the community, Irv and Char often sponsored a variety of sports teams. They would often include an end-of-season banquet and the awarding of prizes. In this 1968 picture, the Park Rec T-Ball League champions are treated to a night on the town.
Do you remember when they did merchant picnics?
Oh, yeah.
What was that like?
Well, everybody would go out to the park. I don't know, I remember that they were just a regular, like a picnic. Mm-hmm. They had food and everybody came and did their thing.
Do you remember when you won for throwing the softball?
Oh, that's when I was really younger. Always loved to be one of the boys instead of the girls, and I had a lot of friends.
A tradition of past years was the annual Merchants Bureau picnic. Most downtown Winona stores would close at noon and take their employees to Farmers Community Park for food, games, and prizes. Meals were often catered in, and buses were provided for those that required transportation. Elaborate and unusual games were held, and prizes awarded to the top finishers. Irving Gepner was almost always serving on one of the committees. Char shows her leg strength by winning the 1943 kickoff contest during the annual Merchants Bureau picnic. Even the rains couldn't dampen the enthusiasm of the attendees of the 1949 Merchants Annual Picnic. The Gepners not only helped to organize and run the events, but they were often participants as well. Char, once again showing her athletic prowess, won the women's softball throw in 1949. As many as 500 people would attend these annual picnics. Caterers would bring in food to feed the masses. Here you see a chow line waiting to fill their plates in 1954. In the lower right-hand corner, you see a picture of the egg and spoon race. The object of the game is to carry the egg on a small plastic spoon the length of the course and to return the egg to your partner for the return trip, without dropping the egg, of course. Other picnic games included 50-yard dashes, shoe scrambles, horseshoes, the shoe kick, softball throw, and the decapping contest, which included knocking the hats off your competitors. Irv also got involved in one of Winona's oldest traditions, Steamboat Days. He would serve on many Steamboat Days committees, even serving as chairman. Irving also served on the local county Red Cross committee. Here you can see Irv at the right side of the picture during the 1949 Red Cross Funds campaign. Irv continued to serve his beloved city in any way he could. In 1968, he was named as one of the 4 new directors for the Winona Area Chamber of Commerce. Irv served on the Community Chest Budget Committee. The Winona Community Chest was founded in 1943 to provide an umbrella organization to facilitate charitable giving. The Community Chest model for fundraising allowed member organizations to share in the proceeds of a single annual committee-wide fund drive. This organization was later rebranded in the 1960s and began using the United Way name in the 1970s. Irv served in many functions with the Community Chest. In this 1952 article, Irv is shown with other divisional and regimental leaders reviewing campaign strategy.
I know that he was part of different organizations.
Yes, he did a lot, and we would been out at the. They have a, what I don't know if you'd call it a monument or something, for all the things that he had done in the Lions Club.
Yes, yeah, the pavilion.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
They
shelter.
named it for him, and that's still up there.
It seemed like he was in the newspaper all the time.
I don't know about that.
But they sold brooms
Yeah, he sold brooms.
and the white cane sale
Yeah,
for the blind.
yeah, that's right. And then we used to get them at my house, and then we would go through them because there was a lot of gold there on the glasses that they gave us. So that was pretty nice, and we would gave those to the Lions Club.
In this 1952 picture, Irv, then serving as the local Lions Club president, joined fellow Lions for the annual banquet held at the Oaks. Guests included the Deputy District Governor and International Director and the Director General of Lions International. The Winona Lions were a very active group. As shown by these headlines, they supported the Winona Chiefs, a local baseball team, and entertained local farmers. They initiated fundraisers for many worthy causes, including the annual broom sale, from which proceeds were used to fund a variety of community needs. Irv served the Lions in virtually every way possible. He was a tail twister, a most valuable Lion. He served in leadership roles such as third vice president and president. Never one to be shy around a microphone, he would often MC at activities when asked. Among other programs, Irv worked with the Boy Scouts, chaired the Broom Drive campaign, and worked the White Cane Drive to benefit Minnesota's blind population. In honor of his many years of service to the Winona Lions Club, the club named the newly built Lions Pavilion at the East Lake Park in Irving Gepner's name in 1988.
When the pavilion was named after your husband,
Yeah.
was that a nice ceremony?
Yes, it was. And then my family came down from Minneapolis. We had a nice, party sort of for everybody.
No, that was just shortly after he died?
Yeah,
Too bad he didn't have that when he was alive.
I know.
He did an awful
Well,
lot.
that's what they do now, I think.
Char also did her part with helping raise funds for the Winona Community Chest. Serving on behalf of the YWCA, Char was trained to help solicit for the many benefactors of the Community Chest. Char volunteered with many different groups in the community, from the annual hanging of the greens at Christmas time for the YWCA to helping with the hospital gift sale. She was always volunteering her time. She helped to set holiday table settings, worked on membership committees, and served in numerous other ways. She joined the Winona chapter of the AAUW, American Association of University Women, and also volunteered to help with the Bloodmobile drives. One of Char's favorite activities was to play a game of bridge. She would often host games in her own home, as well as attend games throughout Winona. In this 1969 newspaper article, we see that her team had one of the highest scores in the Porsche Club Bridge Marathon held at the First Congregational Church.
And I played a lot of bridge.
Is that your favorite card game?
I just really liked it, and it was something I liked to do, and so it was fun.
You still play
Yeah.
bridge?
I don't now, but it's because it's been a while, and I wasn't sure whether I was capable or not after a while.
It's a complicated game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fun game, and it's a good game. And then I had friends in there, so that I knew everybody, and we all did things together. We did. We had the bridge at everybody's house, and we had we'd have little snacks and stuff, and so it was just busy. It was one day a week, so that was our bridge club.
In this 1969 picture, Char is hosting an activity for the volunteers of the Winona Community Concert Association. The volunteers were collecting for 4 concerts during the 1969-70 season. Note the lovely serving set.
And do you remember the League of Women Voters?
Yes, that was a long time ago.
Do you remember any of the causes you were working for then?
I can't remember if I was then. Everything was so different, and I knew everything, so, but I couldn't get it straightened out for a while.
Okay.
And I was very immature in certain ways. And Irv was one of these people that would just take over, so I didn't have to do anything.
Char was active in the Community Concert Association, the PTA, the Winona General Hospital Aid, the YWCA, the League of Women Voters, and the Association of University Women. She also served in organizations that benefited her children, such as serving as a Cub Scout den leader and working with the Girl Scouts of America.
Now, you were part of the Hadassah. Tell us about that. What is that like?
Well, it's a Jewish organization, and they help other people.
Well, you were involved for many years.
It was, it keeps you busy. They were just for women.
Char was also very involved with the local chapter of the Hadassah organization, a worldwide Jewish-based women's organization who began its mission to provide emergency care to infants and mothers in pre-state Israel. It provides world-class medical care to all, regardless of race, ethnicity, or nationality. They earned a nomination for the Nobel Peace Prize in 2005. Treating more than 1 million patients every year at their hospitals, they advocate for women's health and well-being. Char served in a variety of positions with the Winona chapter of Hadassah, including president.
Did you teach your children how to serve so well too?
I didn't know what I did, but they turned out good.
They turned out good.
Yeah, so it's, whatever it is, they all seem to be doing well, and as it's called, they got big families, and now that everybody's married, and
What was it like being a den mother?
I didn't mind that.
Were your sons in your packs?
Yeah, and we had it in my basement. I don't think I was there too long though.
And how about Patty? What was she involved with?
She once gave a talk about her going to school, being the only Jewish person, and she would tell everybody about what it means and what they do and stuff.
Very good.
So they came so that the holidays were just, divided it up, and everybody knew she was Jewish, and they all liked her, and she was one of the queen candidates at the time.
The legacy of service set by Irv and Char Gepner definitely rubbed off on the Gepner children. The Winona Country Club was the location of the 1963 prom. Jeffrey Gepner, one of the committee chairmen, also served as a junior class treasurer. In this slide, Jeffrey Gepner is receiving the Ner Tamid Scouting Award at the Sons of Abraham Synagogue in La Crosse. The award means eternal light and is the Jewish equivalent of the God and Country Award in the Boy Scouts of America program. A Ner Tamid hangs above the ark in every synagogue. It is a symbol of God's eternal and imminent presence in our communities and in our lives. To earn this award, Jeffrey participated regularly in community and synagogue projects. His proud parents look on as Jeffrey accepts the award. Patty was also positively influenced by her active parents. In this 1965 picture, Patty Gepner is shown with fellow Girl Scouts selling the famous Girl Scout cookies, showing that the cookies can also be used as ingredients in making delicious desserts such as Savannah toffee torts and minted brownie pie. Patty Gepner was also very active in her high school years. In this 1969 picture, she had been chosen as a homecoming queen attendant at Winona Senior High School. She was a member of the student council, the junior class secretary, and participated in speech. She was also a member of the Pep Club, Spanish Club, and participated in school plays. Outside of school, Patty was a candy striper at the local hospital and participated in the Youth and Government program. David Gepner chaired a task force to develop a master biking plan for the city of Richfield, Minnesota. A longtime biking enthusiast, David also served as chairman of the Hennepin County's Bike Advisory Committee. The city's long-term plan for remaking transportation patterns won praise at the Winter Cycling Congress held in Minneapolis in 2016. Richfield was the first suburb in Minnesota to be named a bike-friendly community by the League of American Bicyclists.
What's your favorite memory of Irving?
I can't tell you that. But he was not really likes to play a lot. He's really serious.
How many grandchildren do you have?
I have about 9 great-grandchildren.
9 great-grandchildren,
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
yeah. They all get married, and everything is different now. They divide up for different holidays and stuff, because there's too many in one group with all different families.
Well, you and your husband served in so many different ways.
That's
You know,
right.
you were such examples to the community.
Yeah.
Do you ever felt like that took up too much time?
No, I never thought of it. All I know is that I did more of that when I was doing all the different things than my friends that would sit around and do nothing, that born in Winona. And I knew more people and did more things than they did.
I think it keeps you young.
Yeah.
You have any brothers or sisters still alive?
No, I had 3 brothers that passed away. I was the second in the middle child.
Okay.
And then I had my brothers.
What are some of your secrets for living a long life?
There's no secret. I just did what I wanted to do, I guess. And I don't know if my life was any better than anybody else's or what. But in the meantime, I've said I got to hang in here for just at least another year. So that's what we're talking about now.
You're always busy serving someone else.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you so much for your service to the Winona community and to
Yeah.
your family. You gave a legacy of serving
That's
to
right.
your kids.
Right.